Saw Val Kilmer passed away this morning, and it really made me think about how many movies he's been in. Top Gun, uh, Masked and Anonymous, I think, Tombstone, Batman. Um, he did a thing with Mark Twain I really liked, and I know his health had been bad the past few years. He had throat cancer, and they were saying that he couldn't act anymore. He was trying to deal with that issue, and it makes me think of people like John Prine that dealt with cancer and things like that. And you realize how delicate you really are when you survive it, and it can happen to any one of us. Any one of us. It just goes to show you. Um, I understand he had pneumonia. It makes you think. It makes you think just how important things like the PPE that we have during the situation we dealt with around 2020, and especially with the situation with what they're closing down in Pittsburgh. Guy next to me is a Trump supporter. He didn't like what I was saying, and I think he recognized me, but oh well. This anyhow, a great actor passed away, and not just a great actor, a great human being. I liked what he did with Mark Twain. He was over the top with it, and there are several people through the years that have done a Mark Twain show. Mark Twain would do these when he was alive, and I can't think of the guy in the '60s that did them, but he hit it pretty spot on. Of course, none of them hit Mark Twain's voice. Because Mark Twain did not have a Midwestern accent; he had more of an Eastern accent. You want to think of more like a Robert Frost when you want to think of Mark Twain. Strangely enough, but one thing I really liked about the Mark Twain that Val Kilmer did was he did the one on Christian Science on the woman that had started that, and the thoughts that Mark Twain had with her. So there's a lot of historical insight into it, and that's what Mark Twain. So Val Kilmer did. He did a lot of research into his roles, and he put himself into them, and he'll be sorely missed. So I want to send my condolences to his family, and I really think that the amount of work he's left behind is a magical time in acting and movies, and you can see a little part of Val Kilmer in each one of those roles. You can see who his heroes were. You can see how he adapted things to work for him. And every one of those roles, I'm going to tell you something, every one of them were insightful. Every one of them had something in them that reminds you of what it is to be alive and question and to learn and to use your mind. Think of Doc Holliday, which is a real person, of course, but think of Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday. No, the real Doc Holliday was more of a guy that was having a lot of health problems and kind of sickly, but very gentlemanly, very stoic. And you think of Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday. He gave a lot of respect to that man's role, did a lot of research into it. So I look at each of these roles, and I think it's a lesson for all of us what greatness is. Not greatness in the sense that you don't think of Val Kilmer when you think of really super high end actors. You think of him as being a very much a persona actor. He persona non grata. He didn't get the respect he deserved in a lot of those, and a lot of times he didn't have that lead role. He had that role that was the character that he wanted to do because he liked the story behind it. Oh man, just sitting here thinking of all his different movies and watching a few of them. Menace Little Town, and Just went into the dollar store, and it struck me. It really struck me because there was a Val Kilmer movie right there. I thought, what are the chances and synchronicity of that? That he didn't do a whole lot of movies. He did a lot that he liked, but what are the synchronicity of finding right there on the top? Now, it could have been somebody placed it there, but thinking of that, it made me want to do this video, and I was not going to do it because I thought, well, it's kind of silly to do a video on. This is interesting. We have a three-way turn of all new Ford Broncos about to hit each other in a triangle. Now I got someone trying to T-bone me in a Jeep. I'm going to get out of here. This is not the type of town you spend too much time in, and just plus going up the wrong way. I guess like if these aisles go this way and that way. If you want to go in the aisle and not go that way, you kind of drive right up the middle of the yellow line to make sure you're breaking every law. Try T-boning me, spin sideways and park there. That'd be a great Val Kilmer observation to life. I mean, he's a very intellectual person, and I'm looking forward to reading more of his work that he's written down, because he did do a lot of writing as well, and hopefully some of what isn't published will be. I know that he's been working on a few things. So, all right. Well, hopefully I don't get T-boned here, but I'll talk to you all later.